So in my opinion, Saturday Night probably had the best trailer of 2024, but this movie is simply put a very likable movie with a lot of unlikable characters. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Saturday Night. So it's about pretty simple premise. We're following Lorne Michaels around in about 90 minutes because Saturday Night starts at 11:30 and we're starting at 10 o'clock of what the crew's doing, what the cast is doing, what executives are doing, what Johnny Carson is doing, and what other just shenanigans are going to ensue in this 90 freaking minutes. So, did I like this film? I did. But this is the easiest way put of a likable movie with a lot of unlikable characters. It's not a good light on John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Michael O'Donovan, in my opinion. Dan Aykroyd, sure. I mean, I didn't really have any quorums with him. Lorne Michael for being very arrogant and just like people thinking they're such hot shit and just, the drugs and everything like that. And then you know what though? It's still a great time of watching all the shenanigans that did ensue, but not in this actual timeline. Because when I say that, so like Billy Crystal, did you know Billy Crystal was supposed to do a stand-up act and he was going to get 5 minutes, but with the board they just couldn't fit it in, and so Billy Crystal said, I need 4 minutes. Lorne Michaels like 2 minutes or get out, and he's like, I can't do it in 2 minutes, and he got out. But that didn't happen in that 90-minute period. I think it happened like before that, if I read the stories correctly. But of course, when Hollywood is trying to do their make this a shit show shenanigans, they do a well job with it. So talk about the positives of Saturday Night. Like I said, the franticness of it, the editing of it. Even though I talk about the technical aspects a little bit later, you cannot not talk about the editing and wonder like, damn, should this get an editing Oscar for being how chaotic, for following each character and actually understanding what is going on? Because with a movie like this, it can be so hectic that you might not know, like, who is this character? What is this character doing? Who is this character portraying? Why is this character in this dilemma and everything like that? But the editing is so well done in this film that I understand all characters. And when I say there's a shit ton of characters, there's a shit ton of characters and they all have life to them. And that's going to be very hard with a movie like this being so damn big. When we talk about the look of the film, I felt the 1970s in this film. It really shined with what it was trying to do. The acting, the voices. It was the voices like Dylan O'Brien doing Dan Aykroyd, doing the Chevy Chase voice, doing the John Belushi voice, doing, what's the girl's name? I'm drawing a huge blank. But doing all these voices and making it sound like that, it's like, was that done in post-production or was it the actors actually doing it? And if it was the actors actually doing it and not having a lot of post-production help, my God, A+. That was such damn good voicing for this acting. When it also comes to like the score, I like the score because it was tense, but kind of light and jittery at the same time of like, and it was just kind of fun. I liked what it was trying to do. Just the whole movie is fun. We're getting a point A to point B to point C with blood, with Jim Henson, with Andy Kaufman, like I said, all the other characters involved, the writers of this show, the band members, the comedians, the audience members, the people trying to get in, the executives, especially with Willem Dafoe as well as J.K. Simmons. I think Willem Dafoe's character is probably the most interesting arc of wanting to fail, wanting them to succeed, succeed with Johnny Carson, either doing reruns or continue on doing Saturday Night, doing something live and something new. Also, the guy that's really helping Lorne Michaels that always gets shit on. And I think that's what really kind of irks me with this movie. And that's why I'm trying to get to the negatives of just some of these characters. Sometimes you want a Saturday Night Live to fail because of Lorne Michaels, because of some of these characters. Because, like I said, there is a guy that's, I want to say watching Lorne Michaels back, but he's getting a lot of shit from Burbank, from New York, from all these other executives from Alabama, from the South. And he's trying to sell Polaroids because he needs money to do this. But of course, you have John Belushi. He seems like a very much of a man-child in this show. And there's a very good dialogue piece in the stairwell where he's just like, yo, your arrogance isn't fucking... You're not asking questions. You really think you're such hot shit. And I know Willem Dafoe does it the same way, but some people in this industry or in the industry of movie making does feel like they're on like cloud nine and nothing could ever shoot them down. And I think this movie kind of shows where it's like, y'all come back down to earth. Come back down to earth. And it's things like that where you're just like, yeah, you're not a likable character at all. And you would think that in all this chaoticness, there'd be some people that might just be like, hey, let's slow it down a bit. But it seemed like majority of the cast and crew didn't give two shits. Yeah, you have one guy that's like telling the time and actually trying to keep people in check. But then you have like people that are just like sitting down like, this is going to fail anyway, so I'm going to watch the train wreck. Then you have other writers and actors just like, you know, doing their own shit and not caring. And you're just thinking like at a point like, yeah, I want this to fail because no one else is caring. And when looking at other stuff happening in the world and just how cush they have it compared to other people, I want you to fail. And things they don't explain in the movie, like the bricks, right? They were laying bricks and they wanted authenticity for the set, but they really didn't expand it. Yes, there's a metaphor for all the bricks will perfectly land into place when you get the right lighting guy, the right sound guy, the right director, the right acting, and things like that. But at the same time, you got to explain the bricks a little bit more. Also, the first sketch, I didn't think that was funny. And I think that's the other thing with Saturday Night Live for me. To me, it's most of it isn't funny. Yes, you have the nice Adam Sandlers. You have the Andy Samberg era, the Kristen Wiig, the Bill Hader. After the Bill Hader, then like, you know, the 2007s to 9s, I can't find a majority of this shit funny. Like, to me, yeah, you have like the onesie-twosie sketches, but to me, Saturday Night Live, yes, while it seems relevant for some, for me, it's not relevant anymore. And is it going to end anytime soon? I doubt it, but it is what it is. Even Adam Driver, I remember one time he was like purposely, you know, elongating his monologue because he did not want to do some of these sketches. And I think that is the same way where it's like, are some of these sketches really good? Or are you kind of just like, you know, tooting your own horn? Oh, and finally, to me, actually one of the most unlikable characters was one of the lead writers, Michael O'Donovan. If I'm saying his, they just call him really Michael in the movie. My God, his arrogance was off the fucking charts. Like, at a point, it's like, simmer down. Your dick isn't that big. If you really want to see a big dick, go talk to J.K. Simmons, because your dick isn't that big. Anyway, overall, Saturday Night, I think, even though there's a lot going on, a lot of characters, it does justice to all of the characters. Jason Reitman did a fantastic job directing this, in my opinion. The editing of the movie, fantastic. Like I said, the best way to say this movie, it's a very likable movie with a lot of unlikable characters you want to see fail. So Saturday Night will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 80%. So see the critics and news scores gave this one. Critics a 78% with 217 of them. Audience score 84% with over 500. Critic consensus, jazzed up by an excellent ensemble that captures the essence, if not the exact likeness, of SNL's original cast and crew. Saturday Night is a frantic and nostalgic celebration of one of show business's most auspicious debuts. So I absolutely agree with that critic consensus, even though I probably screwed up a couple of words. Anyway, 84, 78, and we have that 80. Cheese Hockey here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One other thing is Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'm going to watch the States for a week, for a month, or a year from now. Every single freak one of you. Peace of love, and just don't be a dick, right?